he's not a litigator. He's not a trial lawyer. He's a fixer. He's the guy that he started out with probably some pretty high ambitions to doing for being a trial lawyer. But along the way, what he really becomes is, you know, a fixer and a bagman and all those sort of lines that you use in the screenplay. You know, you got a problem because you did a hit and run on a kid on the way home, and you're a client of one of our big corporations. My job was to go in and say, okay, how can we make this bleed in the least amount? What can we do to make this the least amount of damage possible? It's catching the guy right at the time when he's probably best and most vulnerable and best able to see, sort of his own shortcomings and probably how little he's actually succeeded at what he'd hoped to succeed as a young man. You know, I think those are always great places to start telling a story, right at that apex when you realize you didn't become any of the things that you thought you were. It is a genre film, but it's a genre film in the style of the films that we all like, that we all sort of appreciate, the films between, 65 and 75, in the world of Parallax View and the world of films that have a social conscience because of the subject matter, which is simply corporate malfeasance, as you said, and corruption, and and it's also still an entertainment. It's not a love story, so it is something of a thriller. The idea is that these guys are on very early on, and they're very grown up and know exactly what they're doing. Though I think that they have to probably lie to themselves about what it is they're specifically doing. It's no different than most people. We all have the dumb relative who, either doing drugs or getting drunk and screwing up every family reunion and stealing your snow tires and, leaving their wife or something. You always have one dumb one, You always have one with like one tooth who, you just go, oh, don't invite him. Don't invite our cousin, don't. And, Michael has all of those characters. He has the one brother who's just a total screw-up, and he has the other brother who's sort of saintly, and you're kind of caught in the middle between the two, which is fun. And Tony sits down in a room, and he walks into the room, and you go, before he says a word, you go, he can do it. And that's just sort of what I don't know of a better compliment to give, not just a director, but, a person, is that the minute they walk in the room, you feel like, okay, I'm willing to trust them, especially as a director, because you're a general.